I'm gonna do a quick audio check. I am very much audible. Sharing the link very fast with the good people of IRL. So, okay, why do we have no game audio? Obviously, it takes a pause and an unpause to get game audio. But buongiorno and welcome everyone to the Indian Racing League Division 2 race around the Grand Bellissimo circuit of Monza. I currently have nobody in the comms box with me. Easy level. Okay, never mind. There you go. Commentator's blessing for once. Easy level bot is here with me. So once I can hear him, I think we should be good to go. Gaurav, you here? Hello.
Yep.
Yes. Hello, Gaurav.
Hi.
Buongiorno. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. The comms work after a while. So if there's somebody in the chat, if you could please let us know whether he's audible. I think we should be seeing the. Yeah, I think you can check that if you want to.
Hopefully, I have battery on my controller. I'm not able to find my charger.
You are a bit robotic, Gaurav, I must say. I can. A little bit of roboticness.
Wait, I think things might just get better in a bit.
That's good to hear. Yes. And something that's good to see is the two Ferraris out on track, line astern, Shrikant Das leading his teammate Harsh into turn 1. So the Retifilio, the chicane, ow, that's a lot of wind from your disturbance from your microphone, but nonetheless, let's be on road with Harsh. I'll try to take us through this lap. So through the Curva Grande we go. Hello Abhishek, it's nice to see you. Curva Grande, easy level. Gaurav, you must remember this corner from about 3 seasons ago, D2. Definitely so. And to the Della Rogia chicane we go. And Harsh is a bit hesitant on the throttle there. And approaching the two consecutively difficult turns, Lesmo 1. There's a little bit of a straight here where Hamilton binned it in 2009, I believe it was. And Lesmo 2 navigates it decently. He could have taken a little bit more speed through there, I feel, but I think the track's not rubbered in yet. He's going to get some semblance of a tow from Shrikant ahead of him. But now coming up through one of the toughest sections on the circuit, Ascari breaks a little deep in that corner, goes a little deep and has a bit of rear sliding through there, but keeps the car under control. His teammate ahead of him is taking the Alboreto turn, formerly known as Parabolica, very neatly, and now Harsh is navigating through the same corner. Let's have a look at his track limits. He is well within track limits. He can take a lot more track at that place, but Shrikant goes 119.5, Harsh goes 119.9. So Harsh definitely has a lot more in that lap. You can beat me. Is getting out of the way of people, is he? And Raman splits the two Ferraris, but he's a long way off Shrikant as of now. So, are you audible?
Shrikant has really put. Yep, I think I am.
There's a lot of disturbance. There's some. I don't know what to call it. It's like a static noise. What you hear on the radio units. Anybody remember what a radio is?
Is that because my controller is charging?
I think there's probably some background disturbance. Maybe some table fan or something.
No, there's no fan moving shift. I think this is
no?
related to party audio. Wait, let me exit this party and create a new one.
Yeah, I've in the chat. So there is no disturbance, says Abhishek. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's better now. Yeah. Much better now. So your mic volume is really low. I have maximized the audio mix. So if you can just have a check of that. Abhi, please let us know when you can hear.
I've got my mic as well, very close to me.
Yes, there you go. That's perfect. I can only imagine how you're holding your microphone right now. How close it is.
No, I've got that. So earlier it was just it wasn't close to my mouth, that earpiece or that mouthpiece of the microphone.
Yes.
Now it is.
There you go. That's perfect.
Anyway,
so,
coming back to Shrikant has really put in a competitive time. I think that is a lot of drivers are going to find it hard to beat that time.
Yes, and I must say Shrikant's time was set despite being the lead car. So I'm quite surprised that Shrikant has done a very good job there. We have a few drivers on their hot laps, one of whom is your former nemesis at this track 3 seasons ago, Vintage Player. Would you like to take us through the remainder of his lap?
Alright, with now going through the second less most DRS show, just missing the apex just a tad bit, just taking it very cautious right now. This is the first banker that he's just putting in now, approaching Ascari, another high speed corner where actually at the temple of speed where you're pretty much 70% on the throttle, but he was rather tentative coming through Ascari, now approaching the final corner, or what, Curva de Alboreto or Parabolica, as it is historically remembered. Now, I think this is more of a banker from Vintage Player. Not sure if he's doing a bit of race runs or not, but no, he has put in a time. So 120.7 is that time, a lot of time for him to find. So just probably wanted to put one lap time on board before he goes full push for his second run. Meanwhile, any other drivers? There's an Alpine.
I
That's
see
a
the
slow
both the
moving
Alpines.
probably
That's
coming
Jin
into the
and
race.
Pratham. So Pratham's leading the way. He is going to be giving a very distant tow, and he goes P8. What about Jin? Jin is on the mediums. Meanwhile, so what can he do? He can go P10. He beats Mayank. Everybody before Mayank has to really do a lot, quite a bit of effort to beat that time from Jin. And speaking of mediums, Ramin's time is also on the mediums. So
All
while
right, that's
tire wear
interesting.
and tire choice, I feel it doesn't play that big of a role. I definitely think that if these drivers switch over to soft tires, they're gonna really gain quite a bit of time. The fact of the matter remains that this is not really a track where you need a lot of. I mean, I don't. Do you think that the tires matter a lot here? Like tire wear and choice of compound? Because at times you can see the mediums and the softs are very comparable on pace around Monza.
Yep, I agree. There are very few slow speed corners, low speed corners, rather turn one and two. That chicane and probably turn three and four chicane are the slowest of those corners. So that's where the majority of the grip is needed on your tires. So softs or mediums tend to give a very comparable pace. But yeah, eventually on lighter fuel loads and on a softer compound that can help the drivers. So starting on the alternate strategy, probably
Yes.
they will also have their strategy options open in the due course
Oh
of
no,
the
Noble
race.
Garter. As I went on board with him, he has crashed into the wall pretty hard, and that is qualifying over for the Haas driver before it even really got going.
Is, that is at
Yeah.
the exit of Ascari, probably just taking a bit too much of that inside curve, maybe, which just might have unsettled his car. But anyway, we could expect to see at least one safety car. Hopefully, the drivers take it easy through turn one. But I'm not very sure. Is it a sprint weekend tonight,
It's
Chips?
not.
I
It's
don't
not.
know.
I don't think it
It's
is.
not. Okay.
And Spandan has invalidated on his lap. You can beat me is doing race runs. So we have Oxidize on a lap. So would you like to take us through this lap? The entirety of it.
Alright, approaching turn one, the heaviest braking zone off off the circuit. Now full throttle for shifts easy, comes rather very smooth under throttle. Now taking the shortest run down to turn four. Another approaching this tricky chicane, would want to cut the curb, is rather mindful of it, but still takes a neat line through those chicanes as now he approaches Lesmos. Fairly keeps it pretty neat in that Red Bull, getting all the, just misses the apex just a bit, but that doesn't compromise his exit as much as he's taking those shortest lines as much as he can, getting every
Oh
thousandth
no.
possible. Oh, invalidation, just
And
cut that.
just a few turns behind him is Shrikant Das, who is the provisional pole sitter, and I think who is going faster on this attempt. He is 69
Yep.
thousandths of a second. Shrikant's gained in the second sector. As he comes to the end of the second sector, he's gonna get a tow from. Look at the traffic ahead of him. There's a Red Bull, there's a
A
Ferrari, his
lot of
teammate.
traffic. Yep.
And is that going to be a bit of a problem for him there? His teammate very neatly getting out of the way there. Very kind of Harsh to get out of the way that
Ooh,
well, but
but
that has compromised Shrikant's exit and it is going to result in
yep,
him
and
boxing.
yeah,
And
yep,
Harsh, I
he
assume, has invalidated his this and next lap, right? No, he's still going to go for it. So Harsh currently in
meanwhile,
P6. Yeah. Yeah, 7. Oh, somebody's
Harsh
blocking
is
the
in,
barriers, yeah?
yep,
Yes.
yep, 7 in P3 and improving on his time by
And he's
2.5
invalidated.
tenths. So, oh, invalidation as soon as I said that.
And Wicked
So,
Wiki is down in
but
the first sector, marginally in the other Red Bull. So, what do you think? Do you think that 7 can have a shot at pole? 7 and Shooter. Do they have a shot at displacing Shrikant?
definitely they do. I think there'll be track evolution will come into picture and expect these drivers to find at least a couple of tenths on their final run. So, but Shrikant also he was improving on his time until he invalidated his lap. So expect him also to further possibly improve
Harsh.
on his time.
Harsh
So.
is improving massively. Oh no, I mean,
Oh,
I can't not spectate somebody, can I? There's no way to do comms. Every driver I switch to has something or the other going on with them. But yeah, Wicked Wiki coming up to the line.
Wicked,
There's
yes,
Hi
going
Sid
back
in
into the
all
pits, I
caps.
believe.
Sid is
Hi,
greeting us in all
hello,
caps.
Sid.
Yeah. So Jeshnu predicting a 19-2 or a 19-3 for pole position. I think that's a fair bet. There's Alfa Romeo getting out the way there. Sorry, Noble. Noble. Unfortunate. But yeah, you were on for a very good lap, Noble, I must say. Uh, well, Pratham is on a great lap. He has beaten Shrikant. Well, that's a brilliant effort by Pratham. Not Nobligata, sorry. Do we have anybody else on the lap?
79
Yeah.
is the gap between the two. So interesting. So this is going to really boil down to their final runs. Now probably 5 minutes in, still to go. So good time for these drivers to uh, take a break, rethink their strategy, and come back on a fresh set of softs.
I think that is better for the drivers to possibly try to make some deals with their teammates. Like,
Yup,
for instance,
that is true.
if Harsh and Shrikant are looking to work in tandem and get the best possible result for the team as opposed to just for one driver, I think Harsh might want Shrikant to go ahead and say punch a hole in the air for Harsh and give him a nice slipstream, a nice toe on his flying lap attempt. While we have Spandan finishing his lap, coming up towards Parabolica, is the Lando Norris McLaren. And Lando did get a podium. No, he didn't get a podium here. He was P4 in 2020. But Spandan is going to come up to the line. What's this time going to get him? He's going to be P9. He improves by almost 2.5
P9.
tenths. Yeah. So only only Spandan and You Can Beat Me are on track right now. And You Can Beat Me is on 8-lap-old soft tires at this point. And let's have a look at his race director. Let's have a look at the laps he's setting. What pace he's going. So he's going a 123, roughly a 123. I think the 126 and 24s are one where he's gone off track or tried to avoid getting in somebody's way. So a 123.5, for instance, would that be a competitive race time, Gaurav? Do you think?
No, but I think that won't be an accurate representation of race pace as well, because you've just got two modes of battery deployment and qualifying, which is none or hot lap, while in
Yeah,
the
that's
race
true.
you are typically on medium. But yeah, that being said as well, I think he might just be taking a feel off the track, and probably I expect him to find a bit more pace during the race.
I do think so. Yeah, we should see better things from him come the main race. So we have two drivers on their outlaps right now. It is Vintage and Shooter. Vintage player and Shooter. Too many numbers there. But Shooter right now, he is about 2 tenths behind Pratham, and he was about 1.2 tenths behind Shrikant. Do you think Shooter has what it takes to get pole? And
Yep,
there you
I
go.
think
Look at
anybody in the
yeah.
top
There
eight
you go.
do have a chance at pole.
Yes.
That's how open I'm going to call it for pole right now.
All right. Because we see the top 12 at the moment are all within a second of one another. And we have so many drivers. You can look at the minimap there. Drivers are filing out on track. So it is imperative that
Let's
everybody
see.
gets
I
out on
think
track in a comfortable position because, Gaurav, if you remember
yeah.
Monza Q3 2019, you don't
Yep,
want
I
that to
do. I
happen.
do.
You definitely don't want
Yeah,
that to happen.
hopefully. Yep. There'll be some drivers otherwise losing out. Meanwhile, Vintage should be the first of the drivers to cross the line. He's just
Vintage
started
will
his
get
lap,
some
who's
traffic, I
followed by
believe.
an Aston Martin of Shooter, who would follow him behind, and an Haas
That
of
Alpine will
You
not.
Can Beat Me is probably on race runs itself.
Yeah, that Alpine will not
So I
get to the
think
line
the
in time.
first two drivers.
Will he?
Yep, I
Jin
don't
won't get
think
to the
we'll
line in
have
time.
enough time.
It's gonna be very close. Jin needs
One
to hurry
third.
up.
Yep.
He
Yep,
needs
he
to
needs
hurry
to
up.
hurry up and might just have to cut a few corners in the process.
Yeah.
And he's got some drivers ahead
And
of him as well. So
I can't see the delta for shooter because the it's a good thing to have the comments, too many comments on your screen. But yeah, shooter taking the second Lesmo. You can probably follow Vintage as he's going to be the only other driver at the moment who is on a representative lap. So Shrikant is taking a Scari. He should get to the line in time. I think everybody should get to the line in time. Even Jin. Jin will just have to push a little bit. But Shooter's down in the second sector. As he takes a Scari, has a little slide there. But will he get a toe from... Is that Shrikant? Yeah, so Shrikant is possibly going to give a very distant toe to his nearest competitor, Shooter. The Shooter navigating Alboreto curve. We call it Parabolica, call it Alboreto. We call it the last corner of Monza. And Shooter to the line, taking the shortest possible route. Is he going to improve? He is not. That has not been a great qualifying for Shooter. He's going to be no better than P3. And Shrikant is on his lap. Pratham is down in the first sector. Do we have 7? The 7 is just ahead of Shrikant. So on track. Let me know if you see anybody
Alright,
on
so Abdul
sort of
Samad should be the last driver, and I think the other Aston Martin should be the next driver to cross the line. That is
Domathor.
Domathor, who is improving on his time. So, and you've got the Ferrari of Harsh, I think that's right behind him, and a Red Bull following
Yeah.
him. That is Oxidized Rage. So, a
And
lot of
Domathor
flipping.
P9. He improves by 8 tenths.
Domathor goes P9. Meanwhile, Harsh crossing the line.
Pole!
Harsh takes pole position 119.3.
And Oxidized and
Meanwhile,
Shrikant's binned it! Shrikant's binned it! Shrikant can't improve!
He did.
So has Pratham at Parabolica! This has been a disaster for P2 and P3, and thus it promoted Harsh into pole position. What about 7? Can 7 do anything? Navigates Parabolica. Can the Merc driver steal pole at the death here? It's gonna be very close, but in the end he's gonna box.
He's getting back into the pits. But Wicked Vicky in the other Red Bull, he's also not improving, really not improving.
And he's
on his time.
boxing.
So he also possibly.
Yep.
Yeah, he
Why not
made a
improve your
mistake.
lap? Why not improve your position? Sorry.
Fandan the gamer is also
Boxing.
coming back into the pit. So,
And You Can Beat
so
Me.
that is pretty much. And I think Abdul Samad is the last one to cross the line that he
15.
takes B15. So that is pretty much end of qualifying.
That is, and it's a Ferrari 1-3, but it's not the Ferrari that people predicted
Yep.
would be on pole. And Jishnu, your prediction was off by about 2 tenths, I believe, in the end. You predicted a 119, 1 and 2, I think it was, right? So
2 or 3, I believe.
Was it 2 or
Yeah,
3?
I think that was
so
2 or
it's-
3. Yeah, 2 or 3.
yeah, we're in the 119 threes. So actually, yeah, technically, Jishnu got it correct with his prediction. But there you go. It's quite a good qualifying effort by Harsh, and I think that provided they get the strategy right, it's gonna be a Ferrari win on home soil. So you can run us through the order, Gaurav.
Right, Harsh taking that pole position in Monza, Pratham rounding up the front row, Shrikant Das, Oxidized Rage, Shooter 7, Jin, Raman, Wicked Vicky and Mayank, the top 10. Raman on those medium set of tires, meanwhile Domathor, Spandan, Vintage, Ace, Abdul Samad, the rest of the time, representative time putters, You Can Beat Me, Harshi, Noble Garter and Abhi. the rest of the drivers, the 19 drivers on the grid. So intense turn one. Expect to see some turn one shenanigans, but let's see. Hopefully, we have a dry race running, but we will find out pretty soon if it
It
is
is.
looks pretty sunny out there. So hopefully, I think a medium to hards or a medium to soft, straightforward strategy here, Chips.
I think so. But then again,
Yeah,
this is
meanwhile, we
D2.
can probably have a look at
Yeah.
race director and see what kind of tire choices these tire
Can we?
drivers are going by. So the
Oh,
top
yes.
five going on a set of mediums.
I did not realize that we could see this prior to the race start. So we have, so drivers are changing their strategies on the
Oh,
fly, and
yep,
yeah, mediums. So many drivers on mediums.
yep,
Only
mediums.
Domithor is on the softs. Never mind, he's also on the mediums now.
Oh,
So
so the
Abdul,
top 14 on the mediums.
oh, only Abdul
Looks
Samad on the
like it.
hards.
All right, this is
So
rather interesting. Yeah.
18 drivers on mediums, one driver on
Okay,
hards. No, 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 it's
I think
formation
we
lap.
are lights.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
formation
we
lap.
have formation. All right,
Yeah.
all right. So
So
we have
tire
enough time
situation,
then
as
to
you
look
could
through the
see there,
tires.
we found a nice hack. Thanks to Gaurav. Thank you very much for that. Didn't realize, but
I just saw that in one of the streams I was viewing. So yeah,
yes, definitely. So
yeah.
very
Sometimes you've got things right in front of you, right?
exactly. We sometimes just tend to disregard or maybe just not notice the things that are right in front of our very eyes. So strategy, Gaurav. Mediums to
Right.
softs or hards? What do you think?
I think medium you can do mediums to softs, but you that's more like demanding on both those tire compounds. I think you'll rather have to drive do a bit of tire management. Mediums to hards, you can rather it's a safe strategy to go with. And especially starting on the mediums, all these drivers they have their strategy choices always open. So that's also one thing. I'm sure they would have one set of softs for the race, so that might just come in handy because there you could see one or two odd safety cars coming in the race.
I mean, this is D2. You will see one or two safety cars. It is. I mean, I expect the racing standards to be really good, as has been the case with D2. Oh, please tell me I haven't cursed this. Please. And so
Hopefully
Jishnu saying
not.
that poor Spandan is there, so safety car. So are you trying to say that is it bad for Spandan that there's going to be a safety car, or will Spandan be the cause for the safety car? Jishnu, please be clear with your communication with us. Chat. There are many versions of what you want to imply with those comments, but Harsh is lined up neatly. I think everybody's going to line up in a straight line. Do you think anybody's going to point their car aggressively in some direction?
I
Oh,
expect some
shooter.
drivers too has been disqualified. So
Yep. And should I do the race start, or would you like to?
yep, go for it, Chips.
All right. So let me know when the last car is on the grid. I shall. And Jishnu says the second one. Well, let's hope we all know what that is. So a couple of people getting
Well, the
disqualified.
last car is on the grid,
Phew.
engines revving.
And we have one light, two lights, three lights, four lights, five lights. Ahead of the drivers here at Monza and his lights out and away we go. It's a neat start for Harsh. Pratham is keeping him honest. Srikanth gets a very good start, but he's still in P3, still can't do much. As they go into turn one, are we going to see any action? Are we going to see any contact? I don't think we should. Oh no, Harsh going sideways into turn one. Turn 2 and
That was
Srikanth is past. Yeah, there was some contact between him and Pratham. Pratham has lost a place. Oxidize and Shooter now battling for it and they make contact at the Curva Grande. I see some stray yellow flag. Something's happened further back, I think, with Abdul Samad and possibly Abhi. But 7 has not been able to make up too many places. But what a start! Oh no, Pratham going over the curve and is being hit by Oxidize as they go through the De La Roche chicane. It's been a horrible start for these two who've now made contact and are now, I think, what, give or take 1 second behind the leaders at this point, maybe more. Oxidize and Pratham still battling and they make contact and Shooter now trying to get past the pair of them. He gets past Pratham. Pratham's falling back. What's happened?
I saw a I think I saw a spinner in the likes of Alpha Tori or someone who
Yeah, that's
was hit
vintage.
from behind. Yep.
Yeah, vintage has had a spin, and Raman trying to make a move on Pratham. So Pratham has really fallen back at the race start here, and we see some battles going on further back here as well. Jin and Spandan. So we know Jin being one of the cleanest drivers in this league, he is not going to take any unnecessary risks. He's gonna play it smart, but up ahead, look at this sight. The Tifosi are gonna go wild. It's a Ferrari 1-2 at the moment. And the next closest car is not 1.1 minute 30 seconds behind game. I don't understand how you operate. He's about 2.7 behind the car in front of him. So what a brilliant start for the two Ferrari boys. And I mean, it all went undone for Harsh at the start because he was sideways into approaching turn 2. What happened? Did you happen to catch that,
Yep.
Gaurav?
Yep. I think Pratham just outbroke himself and he just made a bit of contact with those rear wheels of Harsh, which led him to spin a bit. All those the top three drivers having an even
And
race start.
a
So
lot of people in the box. So we have Jin in the box. Yeah, he's left the box. Hershey, Ace, You Can Beat Me, and Noble Garter. So quite a few people boxing. I think there is some damage for all of them, possibly. I
some
think
wing
so.
damage probably for all these. Yep,
I think
these
so.
drivers might have had some. Yeah, wing damage, wing replacements for sure. That could be the only possible explanation. Meanwhile, my intervals are also
Yeah,
all
me too.
gone,
I
and
was gonna
I
just,
have no.
I was gonna ask you if it's okay for you because I can see the gap between Shooter and Shrikant is a minute, and that's obviously not correct. And speaking of intervals, there we go. Now I think it's fine now. So
Yes,
Shrikant
yes,
using the
settling now.
battery into turn one, into the retifilio we go. Shrikant backs off. Is he being held up by
Mean,
Harsh? Something going on for the back?
Meanwhile,
And Ramen.
Pratham and Raman side by side through
Oh,
the start finish straight. Pratham with that overspeed, I think, but he had nowhere to go. Also, he had the Red Bull right ahead of him, and he was carrying so much of overspeed. But it was a good fight to watch, and expect this fight to go on. Raman deciding to back off and not pointing his nose on the inside. Now DRS is also enabled for all these drivers. Meanwhile, the top two as well, probably settling in their rhythm.
yes,
I
and
think
Shrikant falling out
the
of
two
DRS.
Ferraris. Yep, he is, but he might just claw at those tenths back, which he does. Needs to have a good exit through Ascari so that he gets the DRS
He does.
just before
So, and Pratham
Parabolica for
gets
the.
a penalty. And somebody's ran wide, that is Pratham once again. So, Gaurav, what I think is going on here is that the Ferrari have gone split with their setups. So Harsh has a yellow flag for Harshi, who's lost his wing. It's a VSC. Are we going to see anybody box? Pratham possibly, Raman, Wicked Vicky is taking this opportunity to box and go into the hards, no doubt. I think so. Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
I think hearts can go for those 22, 23
Oh, he's
laps that
broken his
are
wing.
there for the race. Oh, he has. Yeah.
Yep, he's
Oh,
replacing
that
his
could
wing.
be the other.
But I think it's a smart move by Wicked Vicky. If he's lost his wing, he may as well lose the least amount of time that he needs to, that he can. It's a choice you make,
Yeah, you
and
do.
yeah, there you go.
You do
Wicked
save
Vicky.
10 seconds in pitting under the VSC. So
Yes.
any time gained is some time gained. So. But meanwhile, let's see what kind of VSC restarts these guys have. Because
And
these drivers are just on
and
the
I like
border of the
Harshi.
DRS. Oh, 5 second penalty.
And he is the reason. Oh, Domithor with the drive
Oh,
through. Let's have a
drive
look.
through.
Let's have a look. So Domithor, Spandan also getting a drive
But
through.
meanwhile,
Yeah.
Pratham and Oxidize side by side into Ascari. Oxidize on the inside. Both these drivers just a bit mindful of each other, giving
Yeah.
each other plenty of room
But
this time around, which wasn't the case for the first lap of the race.
and just
And
have a look.
and
Shooter and Shrikant has got a very poor restart. Look at how much he's fallen back from Harsh. And Shooter is gonna get DRS, will he? Yes, he will. So the Aston Martin into turn one. Retifilio, will he make a move? It is smooth sailing for the Aston Martin, and Shrikant is powerless to defend. I don't think the high downforce setup worked for Shrikant there because he fell back. He got a very poor safety car restart, and now Harsh is going to be under threat from somebody other than his teammate for the first time in this race. Raman's.
Yep, meanwhile Shrikant trying to come back at Shooter now defending the middle of the track and is successful in putting up his defense for this corner now. Meanwhile Shrikant will get the DRS, but Mayank has overtaken Spandan
So
through
through
right,
the
so
Del Roger chicane, yeah. So I don't think Shrikant, he's using battery. Look at how much battery he's using, and is it the wisest move? He's going to be giving DRS to Shooter down the approaching parabolic. Anyway, Shrikant getting a bit out of shape there. Yeah, there you go. Shrikant is getting frustrated under that helmet there, that yellow and red Ferrari tribute helmet. And Shooter towards Parabolica, he's going to be smart. He should not go for a move here, will he? Oh, he is going to go for a move because he was behind at the DRS direction point. And Shrikant going awfully wide there. And Shooter is going to get DRS. That's going to be a double whammy for Shrikant. Unbelievable. Raman, what's he doing? Oh no, somebody's crashed. That's a Red Bull of oxidized rage. Just at pit entry, and that's another VSC.
just wing broken with pieces of front wing there just at the pit
I
entry.
mean, there's no better place to crash than just before the pit entry.
And get a VSC, get your wing changed pretty soon and come on a set of hard tires and see it through to the end of the race.
Self-crash gate?
Yep.
Possibly. But yeah, Oxidized it's not gone well for the Red Bulls.
They were the two Red Bulls, so
yeah, exactly. It's not gone well for the
speculation.
It's not gone well for the two Red Bulls. So Pratham with a drive-through. What are they doing? Oh no! So now 3 drivers have a drive-through, and one of them is the guy who started in P2, who's battling the guy currently in P47, and Pratham battling side by side through the first Lesmo. But thankfully they keep wary of one another, and 7 is still ahead. So when do you think Pratham, Spandan and Domitar should serve their drive-throughs? Immediately or take a few laps?
I think it depends on their gap and the kind of pace they have. If they have that pace, I think they should probably pull a bit of time. Eventually, they are going to lose that time. But yeah, probably take it to the 3rd lap. I think that would be the best way to go about.
And Shrikant's coming back on Shooter on the main straight, coming so close to the rear right wheel of the Aston Martin, but the Maranello based car is now ahead of the Silverstone based team, and is now up into P2. Another yellow flag for some reason into sector 1. What's happened here? Into turn 1 in sector 1. Something happened. Smith has joined, so let's just invite him to the party. Can you do that?
Yup, let me add him to the party.
Yes, so welcome Smith after quite a while. And now we get back to the battle between Shooter and Shrikant. So there's a blue flag for somebody. Is that... Oh! So, we have... I think we've missed
There's a McLaren.
Yeah, that's Hershey has been lapped. It's lap 7. So 25% of the race distance having been completed, Hershey has already been lapped, and he's in a very bad position, bad space right now. He's gonna keep getting blue flags, and he really won't be able to do much with it because... Oh, 7 and Pratham! Oh no, they make contact! 7 has been spun! At Ascari, and yes, this is oddly reminiscent of 2019 Sebastian Vettel, but thankfully there is ghosting in this game, and thankfully 7 was very cautious of those around him. And I think Smith has joined. Did he join? I was just paying attention to 7.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, yo Smith. Nice to see you in the comms box after a while.
Yes, it's been a while.
Long time no see at all.
Well, priorities change. And divisions change as well. But yeah, it's good to be back finally.
Oh my, I'm going for the dive! What's he doing there? The car was in the air. If you saw that, his car was 2 wheels in the air.
It was reminiscent of that Max and Lewis incident that happened, if not for ghosting.
Smith, if you remember your incident from last season with Abdul into turn 1. It was very
Yes, I do.
reminiscent, but this time it was Mayank going for an. He was never gonna make that corner, I believe, with or maybe Rahman was just unaware. Whatever happened there, but that was uncanny. I've never seen anything like that in what is it, 3 seasons of league racing commentary. But yeah, up ahead. So Smith.
Meanwhile,
Oh yeah.
Shrikant, yeah, Shrikant lost two. He's just closing in that gap to Harsh, and I think his only play right now is to pull an undercut on Harsh, which might just make this two-way fight between Shrikant and Shooter into a three-way after the pit stops. Meanwhile, Shooter going for a move on the Ferrari driver, and that
There's
DRS
somebody,
boost will also give.
and there's an Alfa Romeo there ahead. Is that a
I think
ace?
that
Is that
is
ace?
ace.
Yeah, that has to be ace.
Yep, looks.
So Smith, what
Yeah, but
I
2
have
seconds.
derived is that Shrikant, if you can just give your observation on what you can see, from what you can see, I think Shrikant is running a higher downforce setup than what you usually do at Monza. So that helps him in the corners, as you can see here, but then he loses out massively on the straights. Is
That
that
could be possible. I
Meanwhile,
mean, that
a
is just
three-way
something.
battle between Force. Yeah, sorry
Oh
to
yeah,
cut you guys off there, but I
No, no,
think
that's fine.
Abdul Samad, Wicked Vicky, and Pratham
and
in
vintage. It
getting
was a
himself
four-way
involved
battle, I
in
think.
rather a lot of incidents. Yeah, Pratham losing out a lot
And
over there. There was
around the outside goes
a
Abdul
lot of
Samad.
contact
And
between.
why
Yeah.
did he break that early?
I think
Okay.
Vintage and Abdul has been going at it since past a couple
Oh,
of
they
laps
make
that have
contact
joined, and there was a
again!
slight contact, Abdul, on the grass. Let's
Yes,
see, that's now I
questionable
think maybe under
things
attack
going on.
from Pratham.
And Vintage going to be attacked from Wicked Vicky, going towards the Ascari chicane and through Serralio King we go. And Wicked Vicky is passed. So, a
But
lot of battles
speaking
going
of
on. Yeah.
Shrikant, back to where we were
Oh, no.
initially, I don't feel that's really the case because, or actually that could be because he couldn't overtake Shooter at all, and the gap is still 4 tenths and
Actually,
5 tenths. So
there,
yes,
there is something that I can't do while I'm on broadcast, and that's look at the telemetry and have a look at the battery.
Telemetry. Yeah.
But what I have noticed from just being on board with drivers is that Shrikant is not using too much battery on the straights. He is being very conservative. And Pratham in the box with a penalty. What's he doing? Just as I was spectating it.
You might have
Yeah.
But
to.
yeah.
You might have to. Yeah.
Oh, Mayank has had a
Yeah,
moment.
the
that's
dash
Jin on
gives.
Domithor. Very easy overtake for him there. So
Yep, and Jin on softs. I am not sure why
Yeah.
he's gone for softs. But
let me check how many pit stops people have made. Okay, so it's Wicked Vicky who's made a pit stop. So has Jin,
oh, Harshi's out.
Yellow
Mala-
flag.
That's
Hashi has
he's
retired.
bent it, and that's one of the McLaren's Merc is gonna go through there, and that's at the exit of the second Lesmo. That's race over for
that
Harshi, but
could be. That
no, that's
could.
green flags.
Okay.
Keep racing.
No,
The car disappears. Stored. I mean, Marshall's doing a good job
Oh, I mean,
there.
it's normal.
Yeah. So yeah, Shrikant has lost. By the way, the gap to Shooter, so he's no
Yeah.
more under DRS, and Shooter is actually catching up very quickly to Harsh. He's already caught up by almost 7
But-
to 8 tenths. So, but he's run out of battery.
Exactly.
Yeah, the
And Shrikant can see the guy ahead of him
flashing
in his
as-
own words, yeah, flashing. So he's definitely going to be getting a bit excited under that quite neat helmet, I'll say. Something I want to point out. Let's have a look at the position changes. So one of you
Yeah.
want to run
I
us
think
through that?
Abhi has,
Yeah, just saw that.
is the one with massive 13 positions gained. So I think he has, as usual, kept away from any kind of incidents, I believe, because I joined on lap 8. So that's what I'm assuming.
Yep.
With Oxidize is, I think, or Pratham is actually the biggest loser over here with 15 positions lost. But that also could be because of his pit stop. But at the same time, he has a 5-second penalty, if I'm not wrong. And
Yep.
yeah, let's see how it pans out for him. But speaking of the one who has, I think, currently been playing well is actually Wicked Vicky. So
Yep.
he's already made a stop and he's already up by a position. So the rest of them is actually still to pit. But if I look at his time from, let's say, the leader, which is 30 seconds, so that puts him maybe, I don't know, P4 or something.
P4,
But let's
yep,
see, yeah.
probably a
And his
P4
tires would
finish.
be, yeah, would be worn out. So the strategy may not work out that well for him until unless, of course, there's going to be another safety car and it's IRL, so you never know.
Yeah, definitely. So he is catching up to Mayank, who just murdered somebody. Somebody just said that in the comments. Wicked Wiki is past Mayank because the Alpha driver has taken to the pit lane. So strategy choices. Most have gone on to a set of hard tires. Those who've made a pit
Abdul
stop.
and Spandan exchanging positions. Abdul already out of battery already. So
Yeah, and we
not a
have.
good race.
Oh,
Oh,
somebody make a
Jin had
mistake.
to avoid him.
Yeah,
And
somebody made a
in
mistake.
all
That's
that, I think Jin might get overtaken by Domathor. Actually, I
possibly.
believe he might.
Oxidize gets past
Yes, he
Domathor.
does. Yes.
And Oxidize will he get past Jin? I think he will not be able to because De La Rogia comes very
Yeah.
fast onto you and they make contact. And Domathor has to go off track there. Very reminiscent of Lance Stroll at the Monza 2020 restart. But yeah, Jin, he's in no man's land right now. He has to make another pit stop. He definitely can't get to the end of the race.
Yeah, and
Oxidize.
probably if you are looking at a medium to hards strategy, this is probably a good, the time for you to box. If you go any longer, that means you're kind of committing to the medium to soft. And I think that is what these
Jin.
Ferrari
Yeah.
drivers are doing, as Jin just has a major moment there, but still.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody getting out of the way there.
Is Abdul slowing down?
Yeah, Abdul just
I
got
think
out of the
let
way.
him through.
Slow.
Yeah, he let him through, I guess, because maybe he realized it was his mistake and wanted to concede that position.
And few people in the pits, but we have a three-way battle down the main straight. Abdul, Oxidize, and Jin. Three different, no,
Oh
two
my
different tire
God.
compounds. Yeah.
That Williams is running such a low downforce.
And it's still the Red Bull though who is ahead, and they make contact. The two blue cars.
And Abdul has
Yeah.
a slight bit of
And-
contact.
He
Then
beat- oh.
Abdul
No, he's
with
good.
that unfortunate spin there.
Yeah, he almost beached it there on the curbs.
Yeah.
So that would have been ultra disastrous for him. As
Which helps
Spandan,
Malav a bit.
yes, Spandan comes out.
Meanwhile, Srikanth has caught back in as well to the back of the
Yeah.
Aston Martin. So it's time for these drivers to probably think about triggering some kind of undercut, which they do. On
And the race leader.
Actually, the leader picks.
No! We can't pit at the same time as
So
Harit.
I mean, Smith, come on, man.
Is that a
This
good
is
enough
Ferrari we're
gap?
talking about.
This is
after
Ferrari
all.
we are talking about. Absolutely.
Although this time the drivers are in control, it's not Inaki Rueda sitting in his pit box, but everybody boxing and Seven staying out. So crucially, I think Seven is going to take the lead of the race. Is he going to go long and go into the softs? Do you think that's going to be a viable option for him?
That's probably the only option. Otherwise, he'll have to cover off this undercut. Otherwise, he's just going to lose time on those 13 lap old medium tires.
And Domathor with the penalty.
So I said it's speeding in the pit lane.
I am not
I
sure.
think
He's
he's
going
looking
from bad
for
to
maybe a
worse.
late
Safety car.
late
Yeah.
drama.
Safety car?
Yeah. a
Yeah,
late
exactly.
safety car.
Possibly. I mean, see.
A gamble worth playing for in
Exactly.
league racing, to tell you.
Yeah. So many penalties being racked up. So it's Raman, Oxidize, Spandan, and Ace with 3 seconds each. And then we have, unfortunately, Pratham and Domathor with 8 seconds each. I don't know
Yeah.
how they've done that, but they just have.
We know how they have, but yeah, how have they? that is
And
right.
meanwhile, in all of this double stack, Srikanth has lost 2 more positions.
Yep.
Yeah,
Abhi
so
Hasn't
and
been
Abhi
able
Wicked
to
Wicket.
come
Wiki
back right
actually-
behind.
So
I mean, I'm loving it with the strategy that they went with. Uh, but yeah, I think
Seven
Suraj
is boxing.
knows that
Yeah,
he
he's
can't.
boxing.
Oh, already? I think that's a bit too early.
I think he didn't want to get the double stack behind Raman. So that's where he's going to lose out because I think he's going to come out just behind Oxidize. There's a bit of a gap between him and Jin. And I don't assume Jin is going to be one to really attack Suraj even if he comes out behind him. So Suraj is going to come out just behind Jin, I think, at the end there. Yeah, so it's going to be just ahead of Abdul. So So there's a nice battle going on here. But yeah, then again, Shrikant has left the session just as I switched
His
to him,
session.
and just as he got past Wicket Wiki. So if one of you can send him an invite, that would be
Yeah,
very.
I'll do that.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's happened to Shrikant here, but it's going from bad to worse for him. While it's going from, I think, it's becoming better for Mayank. Yeah, Mayank, exactly. Just went over to spectate him. Abdul and Mayank coming so close. I think did they kiss there?
Yeah, I think that was just that was really holding each other together through those corners.
Yep, and Italy is a
But
land
in
of
all that
romance.
battle, Madhav
Yeah.
has really caught up with them.
Yep, and Abdul just moves out the way like he's laying out a red carpet. This is.
He's not fighting, he doesn't have battery to fight. So I guess
But then again,
that in a way is the right choice.
it is the right choice, but it, maybe he can just fight it a little bit.
A little bit,
Maybe
yeah,
not
he
just
could
throwing out a
have.
red carpet with spotlights and
But
such.
Yeah.
And Shrikant is
he
back.
is for some reason losing a lot of pace. So
Yeah, Abdul should box possibly within the next few laps. Going on to soft tires, I believe that should be. Because look, Jin has done 14 laps on softs, and he's losing time definitely. But I think it shows that these softs have a lot of life in them if you have a setup and your strategy right.
So
A setup and
Suraj
driving
goes on
style.
to
they
hard
do,
tires.
but
So he went medium to hards. I don't understand why.
I don't think he believes in the soft tire.
But then there is Jin who's done 14 laps on mediums. So he's a strong believer of
Yeah.
soft tires.
Yes.
But yeah, that's I
And
believe
Shrikant.
strategy
so
gamble.
he but he is losing a lot of time. So
So
initially on those softs he was doing late 123s and 24s, and now he's doing 26s, 27s or 25s in the last couple of laps. So let's see how this lap goes. So not sure how effective prolonging those tires are, but yep, some kind of tire management is
so
asked
somebody
out
who
of
does
for taking these.
have to box yet is Abhi. Let's
Yeah.
have a look at his pace. I think he is holding on pretty well, Abhi. Given he started in
For
19th.
now, until I'm so sorry, I have to take a call.
No worries. So, okay, we see
Yep,
some
he is,
position trading.
and I
and
think,
Jin boxes. For softs, I believe again.
and the way he's going, he might just come between this battle for P9, P10, or somewhere around that. So let's see
Yep.
how that works out for him, and on fresh soft tires. So he would be looking to make some moves towards the end of the race.
I definitely think so. So Jin exiting in P16. It's not the best position to
Yep,
be in,
meanwhile,
but
Wicket
yeah,
right behind Abhi.
I want to
looking
ask you,
come and feel that.
will he be able to maintain this pace come the end of the race? No!
Contact!
Was that
Hopefully there
late
is no
braking or was that
damage.
early braking? Was it late braking for Wicket Wiki or was it
I
early
have-
braking from Abhi? Regardless, I think Abhi might have some slight diffuser damage. Do you think that warrants diffuser damage? That sort of contact?
I don't think so, but Wiki definitely has an end plate missing.
Yeah, he's struggling.
that-
He's-
He has definitely gotten damage out of that.
And he's boxing.
So
So,
that-
why not just continue on? And Shrikant, just as the system, gets the fastest lap of the race and he's now suddenly back in P3. But crucially, he is 12 seconds behind
Second.
his
Yeah.
one-time rival, Shooter.
That one wrong pit stop actually cost him a lot of time there.
Yes. And if I can just have a moment, Wicket Wiki is in the box.
And the crazy
Yeah,
part is
that
he's
just
gonna be
turned-
under attack from Ramen.
Yep, he has, but he would also be seeing that time penalty. These drivers are rather very close to each other.
God, they are too close to each other, yeah.
Yep.
Too close for comfort.
Srikandas just had to. Yep, it was, but Srikandas had to just take a bit of avoiding action. This was where Wicket Wiki had lost his front wing, but this time.
God!
Oh, lost!
What happened there?
Ramen do? What
Was
did
it-
Ramen do? He just I
Yeah,
mean, I know I'm not supposed to say it, but he literally just pushed him. He was pushing him on the main straight.
the cinematic camera just gave me a very bad angle. I was wondering what happened there. But yeah, there you go. It's the third VSC of the race. Srikanth has lost his entire front wing moments after getting the fastest lap of the race. And will this trigger some pit stops? Shooter can't box. Raman and Jishnu with the phantom contact comments. Abhi is
That
gonna
should
box.
be a right, yeah, moment
Yeah,
for
so
Abhi to
is
pit for
Srikanth.
softs. Even
And
Srikanth
yeah.
should go on
Yeah,
softs,
so
I believe. I mean,
I
whoever wants to.
yeah, they're gonna come out just between Seven and Mayank, I believe. I
I
don't think
think
it will
this
be
is
a
a
for
good
shooter.
yep, yep.
Shooter bowler, sorry. For Shrikant. I don't think Shrikant will be able to get out in that position, but it's dreamland for Abhi.
Yep,
Yep,
he is. It is
it
VSC.
really
He's
plays
just
And
really well
saves
for
10
Abhi.
more seconds.
he is behind Mayank. So 7 promoted into P4, Mayank in P5, and Abhi after this. Where's Shrikant gonna come out? Is he gonna be behind Vintage? He is! And also
So
behind Spanner and Oxidize. Oh no!
basically, almost everyone behind him went on to pits. So I think that
Oh, oh, oh.
really played out for him.
oh.
And Shrikant
Something
What's
is
happening.
on
happening?
13 lap old medium.
Abhi and Vintage, I think the two teammates not wanting to trouble each other. But oh no! Drive
Drive
throughs
through.
again!
We
Mayank with a
Jin.
drive through.
I think Jin got a
And
drive
even
through
Jin
because
as
he
Yeah,
well.
went through the
yeah.
first two turns, and it's really bothersome when you get a when VSC ends while you are in a very slow turn. Very unfortunate moment there. You would know, Chips.
Oh, guys, Abhishek has just pointed this out. Shrikant is on 13 lap on mediums. He is not
Yeah,
on fresh
yeah.
softs.
That's what I told you, right? He's
Yeah,
on 13 lap old, and that's again a very Ferrari-like strategy he's gone to, or it could be the game who's really,
I screwed him over.
not
Yeah, there
wanting.
you go. Look at the way he's struggling. He's just
He
not
might
gonna have a good time.
He might want to
might have
pit
just
again.
lost his head
But
after that
why not?
incident collision
He can take it
with
to the end, I
Raman.
believe. He
So,
can take it to the end and hope for a late safety car. I mean, look at this train. Look at this train. All these, I think it's what, 6 cars in a line. Mayank is obviously in the box, but yeah,
Man, in the pits.
the two Alpha Tauri. Look at the 6 car battle. All on the main straight. Abhi leads them away, followed by Vintage. His teammate is going to give him a bit of a cushion. And Spandan, who has a lot of penalties racked up. Right behind him is Oxidized, and Wicked Vicky follows him. And then we have Shrikant, he's had a very torrid race, I believe. It was a great start, but it's just not
But
been
it's
good.
going to be a
and
crazy
it's-
battle, I think, between P1 and P2, and then for the position P5,
Yeah.
because after P5 until P8, everybody is almost under DRS. Even I think
Yeah, and
Wicked Vicky
Oxidize
might.
on Spandan, that was a very opportunistic move there by Oxidize, is what he was attempting. But exit the second Lesmo through the Serralio kink
Yes.
and approaching Ascari, it's a neat move and he's ahead of the McLaren driver. So, Ethan pointing out something in the comments here, and Vintage with a penalty.
Vintage
Ethan
with
pointing
reset.
out that maybe Shrikant has used up all his soft tires in quali. However, I still think that, say, 3 lap 1 soft tires are better than 13 lap old or 14 lap old mediums.
Absolutely, anytime.
So I think that was either the game messing him up or Shrikant just clicking one button extra on his D-pad while trying to come into the pits. So
Yep.
a few more overtakes possibly coming in. We have the top two separated by 6 tenths for once in this race after quite a while.
Yeah. And Shooter
Probably
now under
Harsh
DRS.
might have made a mistake somewhere or something happened, but Shooter, he will just follow through and look to make a
And-
move in the start finish straight, but it
Yeah.
should
Oh, somebody's
all
crashed!
run down
Is that,
to
yeah,
lap
that's
26
Noble
yellow
Gata
flag.
has. Why did you do that, Noble? You know, you press the pause button and then do something. I'm not gonna say the
But
rest.
Abhi showing no love for Vintage there. Not keeping him under DRS, and Vintage already losing 2 positions right there.
Yeah, and the two Red Bulls are now gonna be chasing after the Alpha Tauri. So it's P5 to P8 Red Bull family.
Yep.
Quite impressive. Helmut Marko
Yeah.
will be pleased. And there you go.
Yep, man,
Change for the
man.
lead. Shooter is now in the lead of the Italian Grand Prix with just 6 laps to go. Shooter and Harsh are on the same exact strategy. I think Shooter's running is deploying a little more battery, but as they come towards Della Rogia chicane, Harsh is going to attempt to move. Will he? No, he's not. He's not going to go for the Daniel Ricciardo aggressive move there. And he stays behind Shooter for now, but he's going to hope for better exits to the corners than that, because that is, look at the amount of time he's lost. And through Lesmo 1 and 2, let's be on board with him, or maybe let's be on cinematic with him. He's struggling. Something's happened with Harsh. Are his tires not heated up, or are they overheating?
Maybe I don't think so. It's overheating because it's hards after all. Maybe his setup is not that suitable for the hard tires.
Spandan jumping over the curbs there like a kangaroo and then mowing the lawn and what is he doing?
I think still all's well for them. I think it's lap 22 right now. What, considering the pace of these two front runners, what matters the most is who's going to be, who's going to get the DRS on lap 26 at this instant, because then that's pretty much, if you can hold that lead, your lead in the last lap, you might just see the checkered flag first. So, but let's see, Harsh looking to hold back right now. I think both these drivers might just be a Shooter. Most importantly, has to get into some kind of battery conservation.
Yeah, I think Harsh is playing a very smart game here. He's letting Shooter deploy his battery, is what I feel.
Yeah.
Because of course Shooter wouldn't want Harsh to overtake him, but he's keeping under DRS, and he may not be deploying any battery. Maybe he's keeping it for the last couple of laps.
Yeah, Smith, what you've actually said here is quite reasonable, and I think is exactly what Harsh has done. So there is no danger of being backed up into the car behind, because the car behind is 15.5 seconds behind you.
That's true.
It is dreamland for Harsh. He's gonna sit there, chill behind Shooter, get the DRS, lap after lap after lap, build up his battery, and then come the final few laps, he is gonna make the move on Shooter. And there's a yellow flag. Something happened at the. Oh no, it's Jin going the wrong way at Parabolica, and he's about to be lapped by these two.
Not a VSC or anything.
No. He should be good. Should be good, unless there is somebody who crashes or has some front wing damage. On track, we haven't seen
already under attack from Oxidize, by the way.
Yep. Abhi in P5, he's done a very good job, I must say. From P19 to P5, although Jane has retired in the pit lane. That is a very... and they trade places.
Overtakes them.
So now I think he knows Noble Guard was the fastest lap. And something happened to
Shooter's turn. I think it's very important for him to preserve his battery for the next 2 laps, and
I don't think will he be able to
attack for the final lap. But that is his only way to go, because considering the battery advantage right now, Harsh has
the two Red Bulls on the main straight. Wicked Vicky on Oxidized Rage, mediums versus softs. The medium car gets ahead of the soft running car, and there's a car coming out the pit lane there. That is going to be an illegal overtake. I don't understand why cars must come back out on track. Same thing happened to me last time at Bahrain. Yeah.
The pairs of Aston Martin and Ferraris are battling together. Shrikant and Domathor. Shrikant making a move there on Domathor.
Shooter and Harsh, yeah.
And Shooter.
And Abhi is struggling. And we have Wicked Vicky trying to make a move. Will Wicked Vicky make a move on Abhi? Will Oxidize make a move on Wicked Vicky? Yeah, look at how close he's getting. And look at how close Shooter is to Harsh. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Shooter, why are you deploying your battery? Okay.
It's track position, I think.
He has some other plans. Yep.
Yeah, and Wicked Vicky loses the position. Mayank is out.
Mayank is out, but that wouldn't be any.
No, I don't think it will be.
There wouldn't be any.
It's too late. It's too late.
Yeah.
Oh, Oxidize getting all out of shape.
Yeah. The leaders have crossed the start finish line. Yep.
And it's a very big gap right now, I believe. And Domathor and Shrikant battling for it. Domathor has those penalties. Shrikant has those horribly old tires. And Shrikant just, you can see as I was on board with him, he just can't do anything. And he's even passed by Spandan. Side by side, these two go, approaching Parabolica. I think Spandan's gonna get superior grip galore. And even though he's gonna go wide, Shrikant is just having no grip. Oh! He's gonna box, I believe, Shrikant. He's gonna box. And does he have a puncture?
I think he's going for...
Yeah, fastest lap, but
retire.
I think he has a puncture. And Raman picks up a penalty, but Seven's a long way back. And Oxidize and Wicked Vicky, are these two gonna come to blows? The two Red Bull teammates are very close. Shooter still ahead of Harsh. So, by when do you think Harsh should make the move? On this upcoming lap, lap 26, or the last lap,
Not
lap 27?
really. He should only make the move on the last lap.
I don't think so, because Shooter's going to be
Like,
really aggressive with his defense. I think Harsh should make it on this lap and then deploy his battery on the final lap to stay ahead, because Shooter has considerably less battery than Harsh. And there you go, Shooter is now relegated to P2. Wicked we can oxidize. What are they going to be able to do? Shooter still keeping Harsh very honest. Anything can still happen. This is the penultimate lap of the race. Shooter can't do much. Harsh with a lot more battery. We'll switch to that battle in just a moment. The two Red Bulls approaching Parabolica. Right behind them is Abhi.
yeah.
But yes.
Oxida is going too wide there. Getting too much speed, I believe.
But into a
And of
Zetophilia we
course,
go.
he's gonna get Wicked Vicky there.
Towards Zetophilia we go. Oxidize has made the move on his teammate. Both of whom are running on similar battery levels. And Abhi 274 is right behind them, waiting to pounce on a possible opportunity that arises. Shrikant is on soft tires, fresh soft tires, and he's gonna get some DRS from Abdul, I believe, who will, I think, be very kind to give him some DRS. But yeah, as we go on to the last lap of this race, yeah, Hushrav in the chat saying smart of Harsh to pass him there. So Harsh can just use battery now. As you see there, as he is using battery, this is imperative for Harsh that he gets a great exit out of Parabolica. You can beat me in Pratham trade places.
Yep.
Harsh starts the last lap of this race in the lead. Shooter is also going to deploy. There's no laps left after this. This is their last opportunity.
Shooter should be deploying right at this point in time. He should be waiting for that second DRS because he's any which is not going to overtake him.
He's going to gain time, but then again,
he should have
Shooter
waited.
has very good traction if you see out of the slow turns. So that is going to be crucial. If Harsh makes even a slight mistake through Della Rogia or through the Lesmos or through Ascari or even possibly through Parabolica, Shooter is going to be waiting there.
Having almost the same battery now.
Yeah.
Almost the same. So right now it is.
Shooter had to.
Everything to.
Yeah, he just goes a bit too deep in that corner and has lost
the Red Bull
that
straight places
ground
again.
where he could have made a move.
Red Bulls once again trade places.
definitely
Oxidize
looks-
under the back of his teammate. Oh no. I'm not sure why they decided to come to blows there, but yeah. Approaching Ascari, this is the last sector of the race that Harsh has just entered. Shooter right behind him. Anything can still happen at Parabolica, but I don't think Harsh is gonna throw it away. It is gonna be a Ferrari win on home soil. One Ferrari in P1, the other one in P13. Harsh has driven an immaculate race from pole position. There were a few scruffy moments there, but he's gonna come up to the line and win at Monza. Shooter's gonna be P2, and just look at that, 17 seconds is the gap to the nearest car.
It was 15, I think, 2 or 3 laps ago. So these guys were on a different league, both of them.
Exactly, I'll be with the
But
penalty.
Soon to be
P3 is still a P3.
soon
so
to D1
Good job to
for these
Raman.
drivers.
Yes, definitely so. And we must give some shout out to Seven, who drove a quiet race. Maybe he didn't get the podium he wanted, but yeah, P4 is not bad. It's a very good haul of point 3 and 4. That's going to be 27 points.
Someone
Noble
crashes
got her.
there. Noble got her, my guy.
What
I
did he do?
mean, should have finished the race there at least.
He is P16.
Yep.
Alright, boys,
vintage.
I need to bounce. I will see you guys on track tomorrow, hopefully.
Yes, definitely.
No, not me. We all can carry on. But yeah, that's. I think that's
And
10 for us.
in the
pretty
end
much
there, you
sorted.
can beat me is gonna get 2 points. I was just gonna see that, yeah. Right at the end there,
Yeah,
he
the 8
steals.
seconds. Right.
Yeah. So many penalties there. Domithor, and will Shrikant get the fastest lap at the death here? What's he doing? Yeah, Ferrari end plate flying across the track. You know what that means. Abdul is not gonna follow suit. And he gets a 5-second penalty. But Smith,
Yeah.
what a race. What a conclusion to this race. That was smart moves by Harsh at the end there. And it's really paid dividends for him.
I would definitely say yes, it did play really well for him. He definitely had more battery than a Shooter, so which definitely helped him there to, stay ahead during those last couple of laps.
Yes, and at the end there with the special livery, special race suit, The Ferrari driver wins the race, and the flags are covering the name of the event. But it's unbelievably dominant performance from these two, Shooter and
It
Harsh.
definitely is.
And
Are we going to see a very similar result tomorrow? Ferrari, Aston, and Merc.
it's D1. Expect the unexpected. You could see an Alpine on the podium.
Oh, I mean, in real life F1. My bad.
Oh. Sad moments. But yeah, would you like to run us through the finishing order?
Absolutely. So Harsh taking that win from Shooter, who finishes P2. Raman finishes P3, and then followed by we have Suraj, Wicked Wiki, Oxidize, Abhi, Vintage, Malav taking those two positions from Spandan and Pratham, who finishes P10 and P11. And then we have Domithor, Abdul Samad, Shrikant. I think after Shrikant they almost retired, but I believe it still counts as a finish.
Yeah,
for
90% distance.
Shrikant and Ace and Noble Gata. Then we have Mayank, Jin and Harshi with unfortunate DNF.
Yep, I'm just gonna run through the incidents tab really fast. If I can I get to the end in time? I did, but it didn't matter because the timer just ran out for some reason. What a game! Oh, there you go. So let's add the top three to the party. It is gonna be.
That's what I'm doing.
And thank
Harsh,
you for that.
Shooter and Raman.
Yes, Harsh, Shooter, and Raman. I'm really excited to hear from all of them. Okay, failed to join the session. Thank you.
Yeah.
For your goodies.
But I think Shooter could have still won this if he would have played that smart game, I feel.
Yeah.
Just staying behind Harsh until those last couple of laps. And then just deploying everything you have. I think that slight error also cost him a bit over there. I think the second chicane. But yeah, I think we'll know from them more once they join.
Here, Shooter's here, and I believe Harsh should join in no time. So let's start off with Raman. Are you here, Raman?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. I hope your audio sharing is enabled.
Yeah, it was.
And we have the top three with us, all the top three. So firstly, congratulations to all of you. Really, really well done.
Thank
Raman.
you,
yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, hi.
So, Raman, it was a pretty quiet race for you. Just the one singular incident with Shrikant. Can you just run through what happened there and the rest of your race if you found anything notable?
Yeah, honestly, starting with quali, I was pretty unhappy with my performance. Somehow I put a pretty good run on the mediums, and that was the only run I managed because the next two runs I did a 19.5 and a 19.4, and both times I went slightly wide at the Lesmos and invalidated. So yeah, could have been a P2 or a P3 or started P8. After that, just stayed out of trouble till that, obviously that incident. I think both of us, Srikanth was ghosting in and ghosting out for me for 1.5 laps before that, and by that I mean not just regaining being in control or not. His car was also moving around from in front to behind. So before the contact, I think he had rejoined. But so both of us got a run on Ace, and both of us are DRS, and this is going into Ascari, and both of us passed him, and then while I was closing on him, he suddenly completely ghosted, and I just the closing speed was pretty low because obviously both of us are DRS, so I went through him, but obviously from his view he got shunted into the wall. So for him, whatever the game process, the closing speed to be much higher, and also there was contact for him, which for me there was none. So that was really unfortunate, but I don't think I particularly did anything wrong there. But yeah, that was pretty
phantom. We used the word phantom there. But yeah, what a race, Raman. GG's to you. Congratulations to you, man.
With Harsh and Shooter, the pace they have, once they are gone, they're gone. So after that, I was just bringing the car home. And yeah, I think my teammate got P4 as well. So good haul for the team.
Yes. Definitely. So it was a bit of a lonely race. I think towards the end, 15-second gap ahead, a 13-second gap behind you. But you managed it well, kept it clean, and I think you had just the one 3-sec penalty. Despite that, you were still able to hold on to P3. So that's a great effort by you, Raman. Well done. Really well done. Congratulations.
I think I got two. I got ended with a 6 second, but I think one I could get removed if I wanted to because like coming out of Parabolica, Oxidize had a spin, so I had to and go off. But I don't think there's any point trying to get it removed because the gap was much bigger.
You may want to. There may be some possible reports incoming. You never know who just suddenly wakes up one day and decides that I want to report somebody. But yeah, nonetheless, well done, Raman. Congratulations. Moving on to Shooter.
Yeah, hi Chips. Hi Smith. Hi everyone.
Shooter. It was.
Oh my guy.
Yeah, Smith, go ahead.
Nah, please carry on, Chips. I joined during half of the session, so.
So, Shooter. It
Yeah,
was quite a good race from you. I would say you and Harsh really kept the battle up ahead alive. You don't usually see that when the leaders run away, they really run away, but the two of you kept each other very honest, I believe. And at the end there, did you knowingly pass him, knowing that you had lesser battery than him and that once he was going to be behind you, Harsh, he would recharge his battery back and attack you right at the end when you would be very vulnerable with your tires, with your battery, and having no DRS. What happened there at the end? Can you just walk us through that?
Yeah. So first of all, it was nothing like that, Chips. It was not planned or anything. We were in the same party, and we were fighting. It's just that we made a pact that we'll not attack each other on any turns. So whatever it was on DRS. And I told Harsh that my wheel is acting up. I am getting sudden brakes automatically. So yeah, that's why like I can be with him, but I cannot fight him. So just for the chance, I got the DRS and everything. Just I thought, okay, if I go ahead, then I might be able to pull up. But I knew that he was having much more ERS, and like if you talk about the VSCs, so what I was trying to do, I was trying to keep the delta as close as possible, so that in that way only I gained Shrikant in the DRS zone, then I gained on Harsh also on the DRS zone. So yeah, I didn't get any chance to recharge it much, but it was a good fight. We both were so evenly matched, and yeah, I'm happy for P2, starting from P5. So yeah, and then same thing happened in quali. I was very like sector 1 purple, sector 2 almost just after Lesmos, I started getting automatic brakes. Thankfully there was no one behind me, so I had to pit. It's like no point because the time is not. So yeah, overall with a broken wheel and everything, keeping up with Harsh and putting all from P3, everyone behind, that was good. And yeah, just I was praying that turn 1, lap 1, we all should go ahead without any incident, and luckily there was no safety car, only VSCs.
Yep. That was quite surprising though, but yes. I must say you really gave the Ferraris a hard time today. And I think
the only motive for me was today was just split the Ferraris into 1-2. They were 1-2, yeah. And he was 3, Shrikant was 3, but I think his internet started acting up. And
you can always rely on the Ferrari Petro for that.
Yes.
Yeah. And congratulations Harsh, congratulations Raman. Both of them.
Well done, Shooter. Really good job. Smith, anything you'd like to ask the Aston driver?
No, that's about it. I mean, honestly, first of all, I missed racing you all guys. But yeah, not going into the nostalgic moment. Shooter, I actually wanted to check why not keep behind Harsh until you have enough battery.
That time
and why not attack in the last 2 laps?
Yeah, that time I was just going for it because I don't want to lose any pace or anything. That's why.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. It was not smart, but yeah, raw pace. That's it.
Right. No, that's actually completely fine because it's everything under the moment. Yeah. And good move, but again, unfortunate that you, I think, lost a bit also in the last lap.
Last lap. I know. Second chicane. Harsh braked, means he had a movement, so I had to brake early, and the car was not stopping because of the dirty air, so I had to take little wide turn. Yeah, okay. There I lost it. Yeah, there I lost it a lot of time. Otherwise, it would have been maybe photo finish till the end.
But P2 is still P2, so congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely. Really, really well done, shooter. Congratulations to you.
It's good to be back after such a long gap in the podium.
Yes, definitely, definitely. It's
Yeah.
always good to be on the podium, but there is no podium better than the one you get at home. Harsh,
Yes.
a Ferrari podium at Monza, and not just a podium, a Ferrari win at Monza. How do you feel? How was
Chips
your
is
race?
definitely
Yeah,
happy with that Ferrari.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, no, I did it for all the Ferrari fans.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, first of all, congrats to Ramin and Shooter. Yeah, it's an honor to share the podium with Shooter because we have raced in like 15 to 20 league races now, but I've never shared a podium with him, so completely an honor. Mhm.
Your voice is breaking a little bit,
Hello?
Harsh. Yeah, better now. Just keep saying something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying so Shooter and I have raced in 15 to 20 league races probably, but we never shared a podium till now. So it's a pleasure to share the podium with him.
Yes, and what a way to do so. I mean, the only, I think, troubling moment for you was at lap 1, turn 1, and approaching turn 2 when you went sideways. What happened there? Were you like punted by Pratham or just
Yeah,
a
no,
bit
I
of a
think
heel
that's a
spin?
very basic Monza moment, don't you think? Turn one,
Yes,
first lap.
I do, but
Pratham kind of missed his braking point a little, but it was all under control, nothing major. But yeah.
yes. We saw a very audacious dive into turn 1 from Mayank a few laps later. You may want to go into the stream and have a look at that. That was
Oh,
quite something,
definitely.
but genuinely, I want to ask you, what happened at the pit stop there? Were you and was Shrikant also in this party with you?
He was, and I also confirmed to him that I'm petting this lap. So I don't know what was going, but yeah.
Yeah,
And shortly after that, he disconnected. So I didn't get to communicate with him much.
yeah. But regardless, I mean, Harsh, pole position, race win, just the fastest lap was missing right there at the end. But amazing pace by you, really well done, and that too with the Ferrari special livery for Monza. Quite an impressive feat, all through by you. Really well done. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chips. Thank you.
Smith, anything you'd like to ask the race winner? Smith? Yeah. I think Smith is either disconnected or maybe just on mute for a bit. Nonetheless, well done, really well done to the top three. Congratulations, Raman, Shooter, and Harsh. Thank you to all the drivers who gave us a really eventful race to watch. And I thank Easy Level Bot and Smith for joining me on the comms box today. It was quite a pleasure to share the comms box with them after a while. And I'll just say, stay tuned for tomorrow. D1 never fails to disappoint.
Good luck
Expect,
with that, Chips.
yes, expect the
Yeah, good luck.
unexpected. Expect the unexpected. I shall be there in the race. And yeah, let's see what happens.
Making the Alpines proud.
Yes, Alpine is love. There you go, PSI. You have converted me without a bag of rice. Well done.
They are the French Ferrari, so you guys do have some part.
Yes, I just hope it doesn't play out like the strategy that happened for y'all today. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, thank you to all the drivers, thank you to all the spectators, thank you to everybody who left a comment, thank you to all the drivers, thank you to everyone. I'm very grateful today. And stay tuned for tomorrow. And until next time, thank you. Take care. Good night. And bye-bye.